The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. Prophecy against the king of Tyre. The Lord spoke to me, "Mortal man," he said, "tell the ruler of Tyre what I, the sovereign Lord, am saying to him. Puffed up with pride, you claim to be God. You say that like a god you sit on the throne, surrounded by the seas. You may pretend to be a god, but no, you are mortal, not divine. You think you are wiser than Daniel, that no secret can be kept from you. Your wisdom and skill made you rich with treasures of gold and silver. You made clever business deals and kept on making profits. How proud you are of your wealth. Now then, that this is what I, the sovereign Lord, am saying. Because you think you are as wise as God, I'll bring ruthless enemies to attack you. They will destroy all the beautiful things you have acquired by your skill and wisdom. They will kill you and send you to a watery grave. When they come to kill you, will you still claim that you are a god? When you face your murderers, you will be mortal and not at all divine. You will die like a dog at the hand of a godless foreigners. I, the sovereign Lord, have given the command. The fall of King of Tyre. The Lord spoke to me again, "Mortal man," he said, "grieve for the fate that is waiting for the King of Tyre. Tell him what I, the sovereign Lord, am saying. You were once an example of perfection. How wise and handsome you were. You lived in Eden, the garden of God, and wore gems of every kind, rubies and diamonds, topaz, beryl, carnelian and jasper, sapphires, emerald and garnets. You had ornaments of gold. They were made for you on the day you were created. I put a terrifying angel there to guard you. You lived on my holy mountain and walked among sparkling gems. Your conduct was perfect from the day you were created until you began to do evil. You were busy buying and selling, and this led you to violence and sin. So I forced you to leave my holy mountain, and the angel who guarded you drove you away from sparkling gems. You are proud of being handsome, and your fame made you act like a fool. Because of this, I hurled you to the ground and left you as a warning to other kings. You did such evil in buying and selling that your places of worship were corrupted. So I set fire to the city and burned it to the ground. All who look at you now see you reduced to ashes. You are gone, gone forever, and all the nations that had come to know you are terrified, afraid that they will share your fate. Prophecy against Sidon. The Lord said to me, "Mortal man, denounce the city of Sidon. Tell the people there what I, the sovereign Lord, say about them. I am your enemy, Sidon. People will praise me because what I do for you. They will know that I am the Lord when I show how holy I am by punishing those who live in you. I will send diseases on you and make blood flow in your streets. You will be attacked from every side and your people will be killed. Then you will know that I am the Lord. Israel will be blessed." The Lord said, "None of the surrounding nations that treated Israel with scorn will ever again be like thorns and briars to hurt Israel. And they will know that I am the sovereign Lord. The sovereign Lord said, I will bring back the people of Israel from the nations where I scattered them, and all the nations will know that I am holy. The people of Israel will live in their own land, the land that I gave to my servant Jacob. They will live there in safety. They will build houses and plant vineyards. I will punish all their neighbors who treated them with scorn, and Israel will be secure. Then they will show that I am the Lord their God." The book of Ezekiel, chapter 29, prophecy against Egypt. On the 12th day of the 10th month of the 10th year of our exile, the Lord spoke to me, mortal man, he said, denounce the king of Egypt. Tell him how he and all the land of Egypt will be punished. Say that this is what the sovereign Lord is telling the king of Egypt. I am your enemy, you monster crocodile lying in the river. You say that the Nile is yours and that you made it. I am going to put a hook through your jaw and make the fish in your river stick fast to you. Then I'll pull you up out of the Nile with all the fish sticking to you. I will throw you and all those fish into the desert. Your body will fall on the ground and be left unburied. I'll give it to the birds and animals for food. Then all the people of Egypt will know that I am the Lord. The Lord says, the Israelites lied on you Egyptians for support, but you were no better than a weak stick. When they leaned on you, you broke, pierced their armpits, and made them wrench their backs. Now then, I, sovereign Lord, am telling you that I will get troops to attack you with swords, and they will kill your people and your animals. Egypt will become an empty waste. Then you will know that I am the Lord, because you said that the Nile is yours and you made it. I am your enemy and the enemy of your Nile. I'll make all the Egypt an empty waste, from the city of Migdol to the north to the city of Aswan in the south, all the way to the Ethiopian border. No human being or animal will walk through it. For 40 years nothing will live there. I'll make Egypt the most desolate country in the world. For 40 years the cities of Egypt will lie in ruins worse than those of any other city. I'll make the Egyptians refugees. They will flee to every country and live among other peoples. The sovereign Lord says, after 40 years I'll bring the Egyptians back from the nations where I have scattered them, and I will let them live in southern Egypt, their original home. There they will be weak, a weak kingdom, the weakest kingdom of all. And they will never again rule over other nations. I will make them so unimportant that they will not be able to bend any other nations to their will. Israel will never again depend on them for help. Egypt's fate will remind Israel how wrong it was to rely on them. Then Israel will know that I am the sovereign Lord. King Nebuchadnezzar will conquer Egypt. On the first day of the month of the 27th year of our exile, the Lord spoke to me, mortal man, he said, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylonia launched an attack on Tyre. He made his soldiers carry such heavy loads, and their heads were rubbed bald and their shoulders were worn raw, but neither the king nor his army got anything for all their trouble. So now this is what I, the sovereign Lord, am saying. I am giving the land of Egypt to King Nebuchadnezzar. He will loot and plunder it and carry off all the wealth of Egypt as his armies pay. I am giving him Egypt in payment for his services, because his army was working for me. I, the sovereign Lord, have spoken. When that happens, I will make the people of Israel strong and let you, Ezekiel, speak out where everyone can hear you, so that they will know that I am the Lord. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 30. The Lord will punish Egypt. The Lord spoke again, mortal man, he said, prophesy and announce what I, the sovereign Lord, am saying. You are to shout these words, a day of terror is coming, a day is near, the day when the Lord will act. A day of clouds and trouble for the nations. There will be war in Egypt and great distress in Ethiopia. Many in Egypt will be killed. The country will be plundered and left in ruins. The war will also kill the soldiers hide from Ethiopia, Lydia, Libya, Arabia, Cup, and even from among my own people. The Lord says, from Migdol in the north to Aswan in the south, all Egypt's defenders will be killed in the battle. Egypt's proud army will be destroyed. I, the sovereign Lord, have spoken. The land will be the most desolate in the world, and its cities will be left totally in ruins. When I set fire to Egypt and all her defenders are killed, then they will know that I am the Lord. When that day comes and Egypt is destroyed, I'll send messengers and ships to arouse the unsuspecting people of Ethiopia, and they will be terrified. That day is coming. The sovereign Lord says, I'll use King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylonia to put an end to Egypt's wealth. He and his ruthless army will come to devastate the land. They will attack Egypt with swords, and the land will be full of corpses. I will dry up the Nile and put Egypt under the power of evil people. Foreigners will devastate the whole country, and I, the Lord, have spoken. The sovereign Lord says, I will destroy the idols and the false gods in Memphis. There will be no one to rule over Egypt, and I'll terrify all the people. I will make southern Egypt desolate and set fire to the city of Zoan in the north. I will punish the capital city of Thebes. I will let the city of Pelusium, Egypt's great fortress, feel my fury. I will destroy the wealth of Thebes. I will set fire to Egypt, and Pelusium will be in agony. The walls of Thebes will be broken down, and the city will be flooded. The young men of the cities of Heliopolis and Bubastis will die in the war, and the other people will be taken prisoner. Darkness will fall on Taphanes, and when I break the power of Egypt and put an end to the strength they were so proud of, a cloud will cover Egypt, and the people of all her cities will be taken prisoner. When I punish Egypt in this way, they will know that I am the Lord. The broken power of the king of Egypt. On the 7th day of the first month of the 11th year of our exile, the Lord spoke to me, mortal man. He said, I have broken the arm of the king of Egypt. No one has bandaged it or put it in a sling so that it could heal and be strong enough to hold a sword again. Now then, this is what I, the sovereign Lord, say. I am the enemy of the king of Egypt. I am going to break both his arms, the good one and the one already broken, and the sword will fall from his hand. I am going to scatter the Egyptians throughout the world. Then I will make the arms of the king of Babylonia strong and put my sword in his hands. But I will break the arms of the king of Egypt, and he will groan and die in front of his enemy. Yes, I will weaken him and strengthen the king of Babylonia. When I give him my sword and he points it towards Egypt, everyone will know that I am the Lord. I will scatter the Egyptians throughout the world. Then they will know that I am the Lord.
Ezekiel chapter 31. On the first day of the 3rd month of the 11th year of our exile, the Lord spoke to me. Mortal man, he said, say to the king of Egypt and all his people, how powerful you are. What can I compare you to? You are like a cedar in Lebanon, with beautiful shady branches, a tree so tall it reaches the clouds. There was water to make it grow, and underground rivers to feed it. They watered the place where the tree was growing, and sent streams to all the trees of the forest. Because it was well watered, it grew taller than other trees. Its branches grew thick and long. Every kind of bird built nests in its branches. The wild animals bore their young in its shelter. The nations of the world rested in its shade. How beautiful the tree was, so tall with such long branches, its root reached down to the deep flowing streams. No cedar in God's garden could compare with it. No fir tree ever had such branches, and no plane tree such boughs. No tree in God's own garden was so beautiful. I made it beautiful with spreading branches. It was the envy of every tree in Eden, the garden of God. Now then, I, the sovereign Lord, will tell you what is going to happen to that tree that grew until it reached the clouds. As it grew taller, it grew proud. So, I have rejected it and will let a foreign ruler have it. He will give that tree what it deserves for its wickedness. Ruthless foreigners will cut it down and leave it. Its branches and broken boughs will fall on every mountain and valley in the country. All the nations that have been living in its shade will go away. The birds will come and perch on the fallen tree, and the wild animals will walk over its branches. And so, from now on, no tree, no matter how well watered it is, will grow as tall as that again, or push its top through the clouds and reach such a height. All of them are doomed to die like mortals, doomed to join those who go down to the world of the dead. This is what the sovereign Lord says. On the day when the tree goes to the world of the dead, I will make the ground waters cover it as a sign of mourning. I will hold back the rivers and not let the many streams flow out. Because the trees has died, I will bring darkness over Lebanon mountains and make all the trees of the forest wither. When I send it down to the world of the dead, the noise of its downfall will shake the nations. All the trees of Eden and all the choice, well-watered trees of Lebanon, who have gone to the world below, will be pleased as its downfall. At its downfall. They will go with it to the world of the dead to join those who have already fallen, and all who live under its shadow will be scattered among the nations.